Hello, friends. On April 20, 2023, a formidable, some might say volcanic, solar eclipse will occur at 30 degrees of the Aries zodiac sign. Let's talk about what this eclipse will bring to us and the whole world. We will also discuss influence on your sign. This solar eclipse in the sign of Aries will be the first solar eclipse on the new axis. The events that come to the surface during this period, or the problems that arise at this time, will only be fully resolved from July 2023 to January 2025. The period of this eclipse will present each of us with a new task. This task will not be based on external influences. The theme that will manifest during this solar eclipse will be both unexpected and anticipated for us. How can this be? The energy of this eclipse brings out what is already ripe inside us but has not been manifested or consciously realized. Therefore, at first, when we feel and see this task, we may be surprised. Then, we can think, evaluate everything, weigh it, and understand that it is time to solve this issue. So, the first eclipse in a new sphere, in a new zodiac sign, in a new house of the horoscope, is like a period when we enter new territory. We are just beginning to understand what exactly we need to do. I call this eclipse volcanic because the awakening of a volcano is also essentially a reaction, a culmination of what has been brewing and is ready to come to the surface. This eclipse is tense and explosive because it occurs in a tense square aspect to the planet Pluto. It's about being true to ourselves. During this period, we may come to the realization that every time we suppressed our pride, gave up on our dreams, submitted to someone else's will, or exhibited weakness of character, we were actually betraying ourselves, our personality, and our essence. When we tried to imitate others, wear someone else's mask, play a role that wasn't really us, or succumb to our fears, we allowed ourselves to be undervalued and traded our pride for some superficial gains from the outside world. And in this period, we will realize that every time we acted this way, we were slowly losing ourselves. We will want to regain our sense of self, our integrity, and rediscover who we truly are, so that we can act according to our own desires and aspirations. This is the energy of struggle. So everything that happens during this period will push us to some degree towards a fight with some force. This eclipse seems to urge us to display qualities such as personal courage, a desire for freedom, a longing for independence, and the desire to be true to ourselves. During this period, we will all want to assert ourselves, but it is crucial to do so at our own expense, rather than trying to devalue the significance of other people. In other words, we need to prioritize ourselves first. Last time, a solar eclipse in the same degree occurred on April 19, 2004. And a solar eclipse of the same series happened on April 8, 2005. Think back to what was happening in your life then. What ideas came to your mind? What did you want? Which areas of your life were most affected by the influence of this eclipse? On an external level, the period of this eclipse is a time of power redistribution in the world, both in terms of politics and economics. Since this eclipse occurs in the last degree of the sign of Aries and affects the first degrees of the sign of Taurus, which symbolizes materialism, accumulation of finances and resources, the areas related to banks and the economy will be affected during this eclipse period. There may be fluctuations in currency exchange rates, but the fundamental theme here is the redistribution of power in the world. During the period between eclipses, from April 20 to May 5, 2023, one of the prominent political leaders, particularly those who are negatively perceived, may fade into obscurity or voluntarily relinquish power. This could happen through forced removal or willingly stepping down, as some important figures were ousted from power during the last eclipse series. The eclipse period is a time of grand battles and significant political events involving specific figures and representatives of the Gemini sign. This eclipse occurs in the 11th house of the horoscope and may have an impact on the personal life sphere of an adult child. The eclipse affects not only ourselves but also through our horoscope, those people who surround us, who are close to us. Therefore, changes in the personal life sphere of your adult child are possible. Also, since the 11th house is the house of results, during this solar eclipse you will be able to evaluate the efforts you put into your environment through your activities and professional work. You may feel unsatisfied with the results you are achieving and want more. You will feel the desire to act more effectively so that your work, time, and energy bring more results. You may come to the realization that something needs to change, for example, taking courses or learning something new even within your profession. Try to bring an element of progress and creativity even to the work you are already doing. Additionally, during this eclipse, there may be changes in the people you interact with. Some of your friends or acquaintances may temporarily disappear from your sight, and new people may appear in their place. The 11th house is also known as the house of our future plans. During the influence of this solar eclipse, you will have new ideas about what you want to achieve in the future. You will have a better understanding of what is right for you, what kind of lifestyle you want to lead, and what kind of environment you want to see around you. You will actively develop new plans and desires. The 11th house is also the house of Uranus, the house of progress and freedom. You will want to feel more free from routine, even from the constraints of your current relationships. You will want something new, interesting, with fresh colors and impressions. If your work or professional activities are realized through the internet, such as an online store, any internet projects, then during this period, new opportunities will open up for you. This will be really interesting and become a path of development for you. Therefore, boldly take on those new opportunities in the questions of work, in the questions of expanding your activities, which will appear before you. Also, since the 11th house is the house of lovers, in your personal life, new and interesting plotlines may await you. Please subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on astrological news and to learn about their impact on your life. Like and leave comments about how these forecasts have affected your life.